Hello guys, welcome to VIP-bet and our other odds analysis show. And today we are back to speak about one more subject related to sports betting. We are close to the end of our 10 shows, just speaking about some of the most important subjects to start betting and betting with some discipline and really trying to do some money and not be gambling just for fun. So today the subject will be statistics. We're going to speak a bit about which statistics and how they can be useful on football. I think it's an important theme also because I could start this saying that statistics for me, well, they are important, but not so much as you can imagine. Um, like it's important of course, but for example on beginning of the season as we are at the moment, statistics essentially about the teams don't tell you much, and that is because when you change a team, like you change the players, you change the coach, um, if you get the stats from last previous seasons, well, you're gonna be wrong. That's for sure. Most of the times, more than find if a team is an overish team, or if it's a team that has ball possession, if it's a team that plays in transition. Usually, the best trick to know how the team is gonna perform on the beginning of the season is look to the coach. You need to know the coach. You need to know his strategy when he's dealing with smaller teams, medium teams, or bigger teams, because also his strategy of a football coach is also different when he's managing a top team or a small team. But then, after if you know how he deal with the kind of team that he has, then that is much more important information than any statistic you can have from the previous season. So that is my point of view. Of course, that football has very important statistics, but when we are getting like middle end of the season, on that time, yes, then you can compile some statistics that will help you betting. And those, I want to look now for. There is many statistics websites on the web nowadays, paid and not and also freeware. And you can combine a lot of stuff. For example, I'm going to speak now for the end of the season, like a small team, but look for ball possession when they play on the road. No, the percentage of both teams to score on those games, over under half time, etc. So that way you can. Those are, for example, to play over unders, are very important to combine. Especially the most important is always the weakest team. The weakest team of that game, the statistics of that team is usually the most important, especially because sportsbooks are very good predicting what the favorites can do, but usually it's on the underdog that the value can be, and they are not predicting that they can score. They are not predicting that like the type of game that they gonna apply playing on the road. So usually those are statistics that I look for, and essentially I just look for them on the middle and on the end of the season. On the beginning of the season, you need to bet where you have some knowledge, and for me the most important knowledge is know the players and also know the coach. And then every game there is also some factors that we already spoke, but we can also refer again. Besides all the information that you can get, there is like how the pitch is going to be on that day, the weather, how is going to be the weather, because if it's a team that play well with very quick transitions, an underdog that just doesn't have ball possession, they're going to be always sit on the back and then try quick transitions with very quick wings. It's very important the kind of weather that's gonna be. Also the kind of travels that they have to do, how they do it, especially when you are speaking about small teams like second and third division. If they're gonna do the travel to like by bus on the match day, they're gonna be on the bus like 6 hours. Well, that could be an handicap. So this is for me on this stage of the season that we are at the moment. Those are for me much more statistics than any other. And as a close friend used to say, statistics, well, they show something. I like bikinis. They show something, but not everything. So this is what I wanted to say about stats. Of course, that if you want me to go deep on any subject, you just let us a comment on YouTube or Facebook, and I will be happy. Like VIP-bet will tell me, and I will be happy to answer. About the football, I told you that well we're gonna return to value bets, and like that was the first intention, like give you guys value bites every week, and for next week I probably have like a close friend also, and a big expert here with me to speak about some games. This week we are on international break, but there are some good games. It's very close to the end, and on South America it's incredible what is happening. Like teams that can play the semi-finals of World Cup are still fighting for the qualification. Argentina, Colombia, Chile, so and Peru is in the middle of the fight. So it's going to be an incredible round. Sincerely, very hard to predict in my opinion. So I'm going to be out of it. Probably I will watch the games, and well, if any opportunity comes live, of course that I will do a bet too. But it's on Europe that I could find some value for the weekend for this stage. For example, Portugal, the line is not available yet. They're gonna play Andorra now, and in case they win, they're gonna have a very important game versus Switzerland, a big finale, and they're gonna play at home. Probably the line gonna be the money line, around 1.8, 1.9. So, and I think that could be valuable if sportsbooks launch that price at the time. And for today, there is also a nice game. Austria versus Serbia, and Serbia is paying around 2.1, 2.0 in some bookmakers. It's dropping the odd, but I think that even live it's starting like in half an hour, I think. So it could be a very good entry. Like Austria has nothing to fight for, and Serbia still dream about the World Cup. So it's those cases that well one team is completely disappointing and will rotate a lot. Not many of those that are usually on the start 11. So it's a very good spot to be in on this qualification. So guys, we're gonna be back with the value bites on the week after, because we have the 2 weeks of international pause, and like I told you, like we're gonna have also we're gonna be on the next couple of shows. I think it's gonna be very entertaining. Like we have different expertise and we're gonna speak about them. So stay tuned, and I see you next week.